Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the DTBU News. I'm your host, the Road Cat Whisper Rose, still currently in search for ears, but I did do this little job in Golden Fields, which is how I got this. So thank you to the Druids of Golden Fields. I'm not saying I started the problem, but I'm sorry for the problem, and if you notice, the shrine was left alone. That's all I'm saying, is I didn't mess with the shrine. So, yeah. Anyways, this week we are going to be going over episode number 75, The Rhyme in the Cupboard. Sorry, no, The Rhyme in the Cupboard. So yeah, we start off this week. The party has just arrived in the entrance hall of a massive dragon's lair. This is, of course, the lair of Zezum, the dragon aspect of destruction, whom they defeated a couple episodes prior. But so, yeah, they're in this entrance hall. Across from them, they do see this massive set of wooden double doors, in which they go and ask Big Heck to try to push the doors open. Big Heck, of course, being the gentle, friendly giant that he is, obliges and goes to try to push the doors open. And he's pushing with all his might. You'd think these doors would budge, but instead, they just creak. So, what's the party's next thought? I don't know. My next thought is throw something at Alex for me, please, Dash. Because obviously, if it's not going to push open, it's gotta be pulled open. I love you, Alex, but come on with the so easy answers. I get it. They're funny, they're entertaining for you. They're entertaining for me. But they're still annoying, just like the, I don't know, step back. Really? Really? So anyways, Big Heck pulls open these doors and...
There are phenomena in this world that are so bizarre.
Sorry, cotton mouth. Big Heck pulls open these doors and they enter into what is basically a trophy room. It's this massive, grand area lit up on all sides with torches and this massive fire chandelier hanging from the top of it. Or hanging over the top of all of it. And it's just filled with basically museum pieces. I mean, you've got armor, you've got weapons, you've got items, you've got stuffed dead, you've got actual taxidermied behemoths, there's an obelisk, there's this bat-like thing, there's some constructs that are deactivated. I mean, it is just this massive trophy room. And of course, everyone starts looking around. Soup is just like in awe of everything. Argus has gone and found the construct section and is taking notes and figuring out how these things are put together. And
But upon further observation,
Ileana's kind of looking around, seeing, with Tumult's help, because Tumult actually reads, I want to say it's Primordial, was the golden ticket on that one. Looking around to see, like, what has a placard, but no display. And with that, we find, like, a bell and a kraken and
so if it wasn't an inanimate object,
a few other things.
what then could it be? Perhaps it's a flying entity
But
that has been reported
eventually
flying
Tumult
through the sky
finds a
since
door
the Middle Ages.
to another room.
A witch.
And as soon as Tepartos clocks that Tumult's found another door, Tepartos is right up there behind Tumult. Because Tumult going off on his own in a dragon lair, not a good idea. Nope. Not a good idea. So, when Tumult opens this door, they are greeted with the sight of just this room coated in blood and viscera. And it's disgusting to look at. But currently, no scent. So Tumult, being the curious little brat that he is, activates his wings and starts flying around the room. He finds all these cupboards and he starts opening them up and dumping everything into his portable hole, which, fingers crossed, nothing broke, because who knows what's in all of that. Tumult sure wasn't paying any attention. He was just grabbing and scooping. But so not Lysander. I miss Lysander. I am very, very annoyed with Lysander still. Anyways, Tepartos is observing the room from the doorway when Ileana and Big Het come over. And Tepartos notices footsteps going into the room straight to like this blank section of wall, turning around and coming right back out the room. So Tepartos is like, okay, I need to investigate this. But rather than point it out to Tumult and have Tumult fly over there and investigate, Tepartos actually steps into the room, breaking this dried crust that was on the top of the floor and releasing the scent. And when I tell you, I have had these scents described to me so often because of the type of material that I read. Even just thinking back to the scene, not even having Alex and his amazing descriptors that he uses playing in my ear, but just thinking back to the scene and Tepartos stepping on that crust and releasing the scent. Oh, it makes me nauseous just to remember it. And somehow Tepartos, with his gut of steel, goes into the room, walks up to the cupboard, keeps his stomach down, walks over to this empty space and discovers that it's an invisible cupboard, finds the door handle, and rips it off, revealing a Tiefling, revealing a Tiefling rogue in full mariner's leather. Sadly, I'm horrible with names, and I was doing stuff while I was listening to this, so I didn't have my notebook handy, and I forgot your new character's name, Dash. I'm sorry. Please remind me in the comments what the character's name is. I promise I will have it committed to memory by the next episode. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Especially since I left the shrine alone. You should forgive me. But anyways, who's just freaking out. Like, we learned that this new character was going around the continent searching for our group of heroes. And I'm still working on coming up with a new name for you guys. I'm working on it. I'm gonna get it. But so, they've been following rumors and hearsay and whispers, and some of it really good, some of it really bad, like, some of it obviously exaggerated, some of it just really going surface. No physical description of these guys. Like, last they knew, they were either at Silvery Moon or maybe Waterdeep. But they were trying to find these people.
So we help you find it, tour it,
And we're traveling around from ship to ship to ship, hence the seafaring gear. And got caught up in this maelstrom in which they were rescued or taken from by who we know to be Zezum in her elven form, and taken into this area and placed in the cupboard. No idea what's going to happen to them next. So the first thing they see is Tepartos. And both of them have that moment happen. And they're talking, and they eventually leave the room because the smell is just so bad. Like how neither of them threw up. I've got a strong stomach. I have a very strong stomach. I mean, as a mom, you kind of have to. I don't think I would have held down whatever food was in my system at the time. So these two, props. But as they leave the room, Ileana notices that the door is closed, that they came in, and that the trophies have moved around. The actual creature trophies have moved around and are all like focused, narrowed in on a single, each person has their own trophy narrowed in on them. So they're trying to figure out how to open the doors and what's going on with the trophies, and eventually our new character is just like, hey, guys, why don't we all walk to the door so all the things are staring at the door and see if that opens it? Again, Dash, please throw something at Alex. Please. Simple answers. You know your party likes to overcomplicate things because they know your brain. I know your brain. I know your brain, Alex. Let's be honest here. If you wanted to, you could come up with some extremely strange, weird, convoluted answer. And you choose to go simple. It's frustrating. It's a good frustration. But you still deserve to have something thrown at you. Okay? And I'm not there to do it. So Dash, please. Oh. Sorry. In case anyone's wondering, I went to high school with a couple of these people. The rest of them I haven't had a chance to meet in person, but because of the way that I know those two people that I do know to be, I feel like I know these people and I love them, and to me they're all celebrities, and the fact that they're willing to let me do this for them, I'm having no filter. Whoever can have a filter when doing something for or with a celebrity to them, y'all are better than me. I have no filter right now. But so they get out of that room, but when they exit, they don't exit into what they were expecting, which was the grand entrance hall. They exit into a library. Now, while they're in this library looking at the books, Argus is the one to point out that as they defeated the dragon, they are entitled to the spoils, especially since they got here first. So they don't have to be completely like paranoid and grab everything that they need that they see that they could be of use. They can just grab one or two things and keep coming back and using this as like a base, basically, once they've figured out how it works. But so they all grab books that they feel are going to help them improve in some way, whether it be for personal growth or for growth for the party, or to achieve a means to an ends, or to actually achieve the ends without the means necessarily, or to make this easier or that easier, or to strengthen this. Like, they all pick something that they personally feel is the most necessary. And the next room that they find themselves in after this is a sand pit.
of the world's most haunted areas.
And in this room, along the walls, there are handprints. About 30 of them. And so everyone ends up pushing a handprint. Noticing that they light up, they all light up different colors. There doesn't really seem to be an order necessarily to how they have to be lit up. But once every single one of them has touched a handprint and left their hand on there, like touched and pressed, enemies start rising up from the sand. And we end up with 7 enemies, 1 for each character. And so next week, we have a 7-on-7 straight up, fists abroad, fisticuffs fight on our hands. And I gotta say, I'm really excited, especially because one of the enemies is actually a callback to a previous episode. And I believe it's the Angry? Yeah, I want to say it's the Angry that we're fighting. I could be wrong. It could be the Hungry. I know it's not the Lonely. I'm pretty sure it's the Angry. But yeah. So I'm really excited. I love these puzzle episodes like this, but I also really love combat. So going back and forth between the two is like a dream come true for me. Just like actually doing this show is right now. But yeah, so that's it for this week's episode. Oh, Argus, you owe me an apology because you just had to bring up the Weeping Angels, which are the one creatures from Doctor Who that mess with my head. I took a nap after watching this episode, and thanks to you, I had nightmares. So, come on. Jesus. Gonna keep doing this to me, and next time maybe I will mess with the shrine. Okay, no. That's even too evil, even for me. That's too much even for me. I can't mess with that shrine. That shrine is too important. But I'll find something to mess with. I'll find your boat. I'm gonna stow away on your guys' ship and just start wreaking havoc every time you do something that annoys me. Just little things. Just a plank board is gonna be up that shouldn't be up. Something that should be in your room is gonna be in somebody else's room. Yeah, this sounds like fun. But anyways, I love y'all. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Bye.
Regarding whether or not they